The Fed Pennies made their first stage appearance in 2004 and have been pounding the pavement ever since. On their most recent tour, they've been promoting their self-titled CD.
Since September 1st, we've been on tour around the Maritimes, playing Halifax and Liverpool. And we played through New Brunswick, did Moncton a couple times, and Fredericton. And just it's the Brain Disaster tour, so we've been touring with a couple other bands and doing shows, and still sort of the end of the promotion on our CD that was released.
The Fed Pennies have a loud and gritty sound. Original members Jake Smith and John Matthews think their music appeals to all age groups and basically anyone who wants to have a good time.
Just trashy rock, but with an interesting sound and the way the melodies work and just the way the instruments are put together in songs. But yeah, it's just rock and roll. It's not anything amazing, but it's it's what we do.
Yeah, we're a rock band, kind of rough, heavy edge, but not not a heavy metal band or anything. Just pretty much straight up rock and roll, but we put some conscious effort into trying not to sound too generic or too much like everybody else.
Though they've known each other since junior high, their different musical tastes have coalesced to create their rough brand of rock and roll.
I come from a real hard rock and punk rock background. My two biggest influences are the Misfits and Black Sabbath, and draw a lot from that. Jake listens to a little more of the melodic music, big influence by the Beatles and stuff like that, so, the two kind of go well together. I like the harder edge stuff, but Jake's able to put a real melody to it, and it works well together.
The song behind the video, To Your Senses, has received plenty of attention on maritime radio waves. Its captivating lyrics are what fans have come to expect from the band.
For sure, yeah. As far as writing lyrics, I try to keep it about, things that I can relate to or that I've been through or that, I see people going through that are around me, that are close to me. And definitely living in a small town, you get to write about a lot of stuff like that. And it's a lot of interesting things that happen in a small town. So we write a lot about that, sort of the dirty side of life, the trash.
Obviously, they both enjoy the limelight on stage, but there's more to it than just screaming fans and rock and roll.
In the beginning, it was probably a bit of the lifestyle, just that you have a lot of freedom to create and do what you want and not be tied down to the 9-to-5 job, where you're busting your ass for somebody else, and that just never appealed to me. I don't really like being told what to do either, so it was a bit of a sort of that outlaw kind of vibe that rock and roll has. I don't really have a specific thing. I just like the sound of it. I like the raunchiness of playing guitar, and being in a band just for some reason appealed to me from the time I was probably 13 or 14.
Actually, one of the bands I was in with Jake, we were getting together and talking about starting a band, and we found a drummer and couldn't find a bass player. I wasn't that good of a guitar player, so I figured I'd give bass a try. I get the biggest guitar, and I have the biggest amp in the room, and I can shake the place pretty good. I really enjoy the low end and the power behind a bass. So I picked up a bass, and I've been playing bass ever since.
Following the tour, the band hopes to hit the studio with some brand new tunes.
Well, we've got a new album to work on. We've got some songs in the can and stuff that we're working on now. Hopefully, get everything straightened away so we can get into the studio as soon as possible. Good chance it's going to be a long, drawn-out process. We'd like to get it started as soon as we can so we can hopefully have something new in the new year.
To find out more about the Fed Pennies, check them out on the web at thefedpennies.com. In Falmouth, I'm Dale White for Eastlink Magazine.
We're going to take a short break.